Hey, Spike Stormer of Demon Science. It's me, Spike with that here. Coming to a video. In this video, I am pretty much just turning, drawing, the, four cardinal heroes from Rising of the Shield hero if they were in My Hero Academia. Didn't really change that much of them, but I did inquire their stories into, the audio, which came out pretty well. And personally, my favorite one has got to be the Nafumi one, because the pose I have him in, that arm will really got on my nerves. So that was a little fun. Without further ado, let's roll intro and let's get into this video, and let's go. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Okay, it's me, the Infomaniac, and I'm here to tell y'all more, about more people with some pretty interesting quirks. All these were in a, class well before the modern day 1A, but they are still relatively young, let's say around 20s or so, right about now. They all have very, very powerful quirks, for the record. First one is named Nafumi Iwatane. Hero name is Shield Hero. Quirk is Invincible Shield Hero. And for the record, pretty much every single generation or so, or whenever there's going to be a major event happening in the future, always there's going to be these four quirks: Shield Hero, Spear Hero, Bow Hero, and Sword Hero. For some reason, though, the Shield Hero is always the most hated. Personally, I really like the Shield Hero. But, anyways, he was falsely accused of a crime while really early on. Most people believed this to be true, but it turned out it was false. The person who said that gave him the accusation was later charged with arrested for corruption. She was a political figure's daughter and a politician herself, and her father was also arrested. And they broke out later on. They're still out there. Every now and again, Nafumi finds them and has to fight them every now and again. He has a theory that one hero or so is still helping them, because he's still blinded, thinking that everything she says is true and everything else that happens is not true. Anyways, Nafumi's hero costume is pretty interesting. They all have some very medieval looking armor. Now, he is only able to use a shield as a weapon, but each of them have the ability to take stuff like effects from a quirk and analyze them in their weaponry. He specifically has, due to that false accusation, he unlocked a not really by absorbing anything, he unlocked something called the Cursed series, the Cursed Wrath series. Gave him a bunch of other moves, like the Iron Maiden and a dragon. Whew, that dragon really hurt him for a while. It was the first time he actually had to kill someone. Turns out he had to kill quite a few other villains, but it was because they were more or less zombies or something. They were undead practically. But there was also a few other things. I will tell you some stories about the other heroes when I get to it, and their screw-ups and how Nafumi fixed them. Let's get to the next one. Okay, this next one is someone known as Ren Amakari. Hero name Sword Hero, quirk Sword Hero. He also has a very interesting hero costume. I feel like they're all sort of medieval times. Like him, Like Nafumi, he has the ability to analyze quirks, things. But he specializes in melee combat, and well, Nafumi specializes in defense and healing and support. But he also has two other friends with him, named Reptalia, which is now his fiance and girlfriend, and another one named Philo. He practically raised those two. Reptalia had a pretty interesting quirk. I'll tell you more about that one when I get more information on her. But anyways, Murakami, Baroness Sword Hero, he faced off against someone with an interesting quirk, had a dragon quirk. Basically, turned him into a dragon, or gave him the appearance of one. The guy was fairly tall, had wings, had fire breathing, all of that stuff. But his quirk also had a nasty side effect. You see, he defeated this villain by having to kill him, because that was really the only way for him to be taken out. But he left the corpse up there, and no one went up there to retrieve it, because up in the mountain was pretty treacherous, and that's where the villain made his lair at. Now, and his corpse started to rot, and the secondary nasty side effect of his corpse started to kick in. A nasty disease-like thing from when the quirk host dies. So now we went in and found it, healed a bunch of people, and then went up into the mountain with Reptalia and Philo to deal with the dragon. And, well, Dragon Corpse, turns out, the thing was practically a zombie, because it got up from the dead and, yeah, proceeded to, quote-unquote, eat Philo, but, it didn't really work out in its favor. Philo burst out of it and managed to get her hands on a crystal within him, which actually turned out to be his quirk. It was an artificial quirk that was cursed. I've already talked about a few of those, like Eat of the Owl Ladies. And he took some of the dragon flesh in order to get more powerful, which, well, dragon flesh, what I mean by that is the flesh of that corpse. He killed it. He was immune to the poison breath, whereas his friend Reptalia wasn't, and she had some pretty nasty effects on her for a while. They managed to get to a healer with a very powerful quirk called Holy Healing. Basically, it's holy water. She can make holy water, and she gave it to them. Nafumi had to pay her a pretty hefty amount. She was the person he had to, and her boss was someone he later had to kill for being, that Pope. He had a pretty interesting artificial quirk with him. It's called a quirk weapon. But I'll talk about that guy later. Let's get to the next one. The next one is someone known as Itsuki Kawasumi. Hero name Bow Hero. Quirk Bow Hero. Now, he screwed up by, how do you put this? Well, leading a rebellion against a nation. And what I mean by that is that he literally heard of a rebellion going against some people, and he decided to help. But some things... Where was I? Oh yeah. He led the rebellion, and after defeating the people that were practically tyrants in that nation, it was like a little practically a community that was ruled with an iron fist of a mayor. The newer ones became as bad, not a little bit worse than the others, and they raised taxes so high that the people couldn't barely eat. They were later killed and left without a leader. So Nafumi came in and saw how bad off they were. And he actually managed to get his hands on some food that he had from a not really get his hands on, but he made them some food, which was practically a stew, and it really helped him out. He also reported this to the Hero Association about everything that was going on, and they decided to look into it, which led to them finding out about the corrupted political figures. That mayor who, sorry, he rolled over a good chunk of Japan for the record. So, anyways, any other facts? Yeah, this guy, he's not really that. He's quite intelligent, but streetwise, he is actually really easy to manipulate. Even as a full-on hero, he is too easily swayed by some pretty stupid people. Naofumi, on the other hand, is known as a ruthless hero, but he has a very popular fan base. He's very popular with a lot of people. Currently, the bow hero, and he also does specialize in long-range attacks. Him, like the others, are able to absorb quirk attacks or quirk effects and use them. The spear hero, bow hero, and sword hero all share similar abilities. They all have lightning and thunder based attacks. The The sword hero has thunder slash. The spear hero has lightning spear, and the bow hero has thunder arrow. Naofumi is just strong in his own right. He's also able to make potions, which are pretty effective. Let's get to the last one, the one I personally hate. Last one. His name, well, I call him a douchebag. But, name, Modazu Kurama. Kitama. Sorry, I'm trying to pronounce his name. Hero name, Spear Hero. Quirk, Spear Hero. Like it suggests, he's only able to use a spear. He is the one who has the lightning spear ability. The way they got it, those four all encountered a villain with lightning and thunder based quirk. And he used some thunder attacks on the sword and bow hero, but they managed to absorb those attacks and send them right back at him in the forms of a slash and an arrow. He sent a lightning attack for the spear hero, and he absorbed that and sent it back at him with the form of a lightning spear. Really did not end out well for that guy. Now, the reason why I really hate this one is because he's the one, Naofumi, and I believe that is the one that knows where that wanted criminal is. The reason why is because he actually helped her, and he was way too easily swayed by her. The crime that Naofumi was, quote unquote, did, which was what he was accused of, was raping her. Which he did not do, because I've heard way too many stories of the guy. He was way too nice. He would never have done that, trust me. I've heard of my own fair share of stories of what kind of heroes would do that, and Naofumi isn't even close. For the record, she said that he was blackout drunk and wasted. Yeah, no. I know that guy. I've talked to him. He says, even if he was drinking that night, he could not get drunk because of his quirk side effect. He's immune to any poison or toxin. And that's including neurotoxins, too. That's pretty nasty stuff. And that's including alcohol, which is quite common. So for him, it just tastes pretty fruity drinks. Was his personal favorite. And, what was it? Oh, yeah. Another one, what was it? For the spear hero screw up. He gave a, artificially created plant quirk to a, civilization that was pretty poor, broken on food. But the artificial quirk, when planted, sprouted a bunch of little monsters that Naofumi had to go and pretty much eliminate. But using his shield, the plant one he got from absorbing a plant, and that could modify plants quite drastically and make them into medicine. He modified the growth of the speed at which they grow at, and how much food they produce, and got rid of all the monster parts of it. Now, I actually managed to find the quirk layout. It's a pretty interesting quirk. I'm working on making it into a suit for myself. You see, personally, I think, if I remember correctly, I do have a few quirks, but they're not really good for offense or defense. I have a strength enhancement and a minor invulnerability to a few things, but nothing real major. But meh, trust me. And he also gave them the seeds for the food. So when it grows so fast, he had a little truckload of the food. So yeah, that's all for the 4 cardinal heroes they're known as. So see you until next time. I hope you enjoyed today's video, because that's all the time I got for today. Until next time, subscribe to Don't Expect Story or Dear Must Land. Goodbye and peace out, everyone.